Now, here we have Palestinian Authority Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh, beginning of December, saying, Hamas cannot be eliminated because it exists everywhere and is part of the Palestinian political fabric. Wes, explain that to me.
Hamas doesn't represent the Palestinians. That's my favorite these days.
Go on.
So my favorite West-plaining moment these days is the general Hamas doesn't represent the Palestinians.
Which we've heard from many Western leaders.
Oh, yes.
It's not true?
Absolutely. And they tell you, Hamas represents us. We love them. We love what they did.
And these are their rivals. This is the Fatah party.
This is their rivals. Any notion that in that sense they are moderates, and they say they are part of us. They are who they are. They represent our deepest ethos, our deepest identity. But the West would like to tell a story that Hamas is a bunch of aliens that took over just a peace-loving strip that was minding its own business.
Even though the Palestinians themselves in poll after poll are saying, actually, we think the October 7 massacre was legitimate, we think it was justified, we think strategically it was the correct decision. We keep hearing this message that Hamas doesn't represent the Palestinians. What is getting lost in translation here?
Well, that's exactly the nature of West-plaining. Nothing gets lost in translation. Again, to the credit of Palestinians, they're very clear. They make it clear that Hamas represents their deepest desires, their deepest ethos. Hamas is merely the most brutal, successful executor of the Palestinian vision of no Jewish state. They're not some alien element that infiltrated Palestinian society and hijacked it.
And why then do we have that narrative that says the Hamas does not represent the Palestinians? Why would people say that when the Palestinians come along and say, actually, they do?
Yes. So here I have to go from the innocent to the sinister. The innocent explanation is the neo-colonial one, that Westerners...
That's the innocent explanation.
That's the innocent.
Okay, I want to hear what the sinister one is.
The sinister one is that they actually participate in the same desire and they just want to give it a mask of respectability.
Which, of course, we should state is definitely not the way that our firm allies who have been making that have been saying.
Yes, so, but that's where it goes from. And also, I think there's... as the same with from the river to the sea, all that, there's a desire to run away from the implications. Because if Hamas represents the Palestinians, then the job ahead of us is much, much, much harder than, again, removing the settlements, ending the occupations. Even if those are logistically challenging issues, they're at least simple. If all the Palestinians are is a people seeking freedom, ending the occupation, annoyed by settlements, then the solution is clear. Just finish these things.
But if that's not what is going on,
exactly. If they are truly committed, as they have been for the last century, that there will be no sovereign Jews between the river and the sea, then what needs to be done is the very transformation of who they are, their deepest identity, their ideology.
And that's already a much bigger policy challenge.